as for the new government and the changeover of the governance, and I think that the new government is really impressive. Yeah, and this is a coalition government, and several parties are working together, and this is a very difficult time. But with my perception and assessment, so far the government is moving in the right direction, and it's delivery. And I met His Excellency Prime Minister Shahbaz several times already, and I found that I always call him a bulldozer Prime Minister. He's act so quickly, and so it's very much impressive. And give what he's doing, give us the impression that he's a person in action, always pushing all the walls around him. And I know that this is a difficult time. Okay, the changeover of the government is your internal political development, and China is a friendly neighbor of Pakistan. We always respect your own political system, and we always respect the choice by your people. And but by saying that, I have been here nearly 3 years. I witnessed the situation, and I found that the new government is facing some problems, huge difficulties. Political, in terms of political situation, the new government need to be very smart to control the situation, and first to make the coalition partners to cooperate each other, and keep the kitchen clean and tidy first, and then they move forward. And secondly, in the areas of politics, I think that the coalition government should be accommodative, to talk to the opposition parties, and to bring all the stakeholders on board to move this country forward. Okay, so I think that in terms of politics, China, in the past more than 40 years, why we developed so quickly, I think political stability is a must. Political stability is the precondition for the development of any country in this world, including Pakistan. I think that first of all, and most important, that to solve these political issues, I think all the parties should come together to fight together and jointly with the interest of Pakistan. Well, the Chinese companies has been here. We number one, that we want to express our gratitude and thanks to Pakistani government, for the current government or the previous government, for their support and assistance provided to enable the Chinese companies to carry out their business and to implement the projects. So we'd like to thank them in a very big way. And secondly, the issues and or problems are facing by some of the Chinese companies are because of different reasons. I think pandemic is the number one problem which caused many problems, not only to the Chinese companies, but also to the Pakistani companies or to the companies of the whole world. Yeah, so that is a common issue that every business are facing. And number two is that the security. in recent years that there were made some several terrorist attacks, targeting the Chinese interest here, especially Chinese, nationals and their business, and that really, make our business here, becomes difficult, and sending very wrong signals to the Chinese investors, and thirdly, is that because of the economic situation Pakistan is facing, and when the whole situation is not that encouraging, and I think that all the business will feel the heat, will feel the problems. Just similar like your Pakistani enterprises, business circles, they're also facing some of the pressures. China's economy is very big, and China is also a big country, but we don't want to be dictating somebody to do something. I'm always encouraging the Chinese companies to talking to their Pakistani counterparts, to accommodate with each other, to find the problems. And fourthly, that when you come to the new government, under leadership of Prime Minister Shahbaz, I find this government is very cooperative, and His Excellency has high comments on the bilateral relations and the bilateral cooperation, especially on CPEC cooperation. And secondly, His Excellency personally has been looking into these issues and difficulties facing by the Chinese companies, and he's always pushing the relevant government agencies and departments to come up with some solutions to help the Chinese companies to solve the problems. And thirdly, His Excellency has been visiting and work around, and to pay field visit on the site to check with himself about what is really going on there. Well, when you come to the development and implementation of the CPEC projects, and generally speaking, it's going on. It is going on. But as I mentioned just now, that because of the pandemic, because of the security situation, because of the disruption on the supply chain and the production chain, and that is, I think CPEC is not only the sector affected, but all the business across the whole world has been affected. So I think that we cannot just simply to give an impression or determination to say that this CPEC projects have been delayed because of something or because of some certain reasons. But I think pandemic is the #1 issue, as I mentioned. And when you come to the implementation of the CPEC projects, I think that with Chinese side, generally speaking, were satisfactory. Despite of the negative impact of the pandemic, of the disruptions of the supply chain, production chain, and when you come to the CPEC projects, and I can just put into different categories, which are facing some delaying. #1 is that is the power plants that not only in Tapakar region, but also some projects are going on in Jamshoro, in Karachi, yeah. But the Chinese side are closely cooperate with the Pakistani counterparts, to sort out the issues, and I believe that all the projects will be completed, according to the renewed schedule of time. And the second category is, some of those, projects in the second phase of the CPEC, and like the special economic zones in Sindh province, the Dapeji special economic zone. Now, after some time of delay, now it's coming to the fast track. Move to the fast track, and some of the issues have been sorted out. And Dapeji special economic zone now is in a better position to attract more investors from China. And in the same position, same category, that is the Gwadar free zone, which is located in Balochistan province. And because of this delaying, and also because of the location, because of the location, and also because of the necessities like gas, like electricity, like water, are not all in place. So that caused the investors, they are not so enthusiastic to invest right now because of the shortage of water, electricity. But I think that both sides now are working closely to solve this issue, and the Prime Minister himself has also invested huge, put huge vitality into this sector to solve the water, electricity issues. I think after that, then maybe the free zone will develop in a very quick pace. And there is the second category, and in the third category, that is some of the new projects. Both sides are negotiating like the upgrade of the railway, we call it M1. That both sides already reached consensus, and to move forward. And secondly is the extension of M5, the highways connecting from Malta to Sakar. That section has been completed and open to traffic, and the next section is connecting Sakar to Hyderabad and up to Karachi, and both sides are talking about it. And another project is KCR. Both sides also are trying to come together to find some solutions to the issues and how to implement in an early date. And we have a number of some other projects are on the pipeline. So when you come to see this in the total picture, I think every side, every projects are moving, and every category are moving. So we are satisfied. So it's very sad, first of all, that this things happened in Pakistan, and some groups are targeting the Chinese nationals and the Chinese interests. That's very sad. And even some Chinese nationals has sacrificed their life here on our brothers and sisters' family home, and it's very sad. But I think problems exist in any society, in any country. Okay, Pakistan is not exclusive of that. So, when these things happens, we have to come up jointly to find solutions, to find ways on how to deal with the situation. Okay, and the security issue is very complicated. It has many factors, leading to this kind of consequences and problems. And I think that how to solve this issue, we fully depending on Pakistani government, Pakistani establishment, security and law enforcement departments to find better solutions to solve the issue, to strengthen their protection on the Chinese nationals, Chinese organizations, and the Chinese projects. And especially I want to thank the Pakistani side for the efforts they have been contributing to solve these problems. And it's also encouraging that Pakistani has put in efforts to help us to strengthen the security of the Chinese nationals here in Pakistan. And the number one is that the federal government has been attaching great importance in solving this issue. His Excellency the Prime Minister himself and his team, the cabinet, has been working very hard to find the proper solutions at this regard. And then the provincial. So, and when you come to my consular area in Balochistan, the Sindh province, and I really very impressed about the measures taken by the provincial governments to strengthen the protection of the Chinese nationals and interests. The provincial government, they have put in more funds to provide better equipment to the police forces and law enforcement to upgrade their measures to strengthen the protection of the Chinese nationals. And especially the Chief Minister, His Excellency Chief Minister and his team has been always attaching importance on the Chinese nationals' security protection. And we have been seeing that the situation is much improved. And the Sindh police forces under the leadership of Ghulam Nabi Memon, the IGP, and he's a strong team, very strong team, and they even set up special forces like a special protection unit, IPU, special protection unit, SPU, to protect the Chinese nationals. We wish that this country will come out from this difficulty as quickly as possible, and will start the reconstruction process immediately. And secondly, Afghanistan being a very important part of the neighborhood, and the stability, peace of Afghanistan is very important to all the countries in the neighborhood, including Pakistan, Iran, and the countries in Central Asia. Okay, so I think that the neighboring countries now are working together with Afghanistan and to promote cooperation and to realize this peace and stability. Okay, and I think being a very important neighbor of China, and we will always welcome Afghanistan to be a part of BRI, and we also are very open and positive to extend CPEC to Afghanistan, and in terms of transportation, infrastructure, and people-to-people contact, trade, financial cooperation, as well as policy coordinations. Well, I think you see South Asia, is a very important region in the world affairs. And India and Pakistan are the major countries in subcontinent. And I always thinking that the peace and stability in this region serve the interest not only India but also including other countries, including Pakistan in this region. So I think that I call upon all these players of the subcontinent. They should come together to sort out the issues. Yeah, I think the issues existing anywhere in the world, but when you have problems, when we have issues, we should come together. Okay, come together and put the issues on the table and to talk. Okay, through negotiation, through mutual consultation, and we can sort out the issues. Okay, this is the only way that forward, and this is the only thing that which can bring final peace, stability, and development to every country in this subcontinent. So I think that the governments and countries in this area, this region, I believe that they can do so. They can do so. They can come up with a plan to solve the issues, to sort out the issues. For some issues, it's very difficult to solve. You can shelve them for time being, okay, and concentrate on the cooperation, and we move forward, okay. And some issues, because that is very complicated, and it is lasted from the history, and you cannot solve it within days, okay, overnight. Then how can we do? We just put aside or shelve them, and then we find a new way to strive forward. I think this can only, serve the interest of, the countries in subcontinent. I always talking to some experts and some politicians. I shared my assessment with them, and some people make comparison between Pakistan and Sri Lanka. I told them that the two countries, the situation is different. It's quite different. Pakistan is very unique in terms of politics, in terms of the economy. Okay, number one, you have a very resilient economic system. Okay, Pakistan economy has huge resilience. This is number one. This is a strong point. I think that some of the people do not recognize. And number two, that you have a huge market, consumption market, with 220 million population. There's a huge backing of your economy. And thirdly, you have very robust and strong private sectors. This is your backbone of the economic growth. Yeah. And fourthly, that Pakistan people are working very hard. You're hard-working people. It's such a very hot weather, but your people are working. Yeah, are working very hard. And fifthly, that so far that the new government has made some policies, very difficult choices, like hiking up the oil and gas price, and to reduce those subsidies, and secondly, is trying to make compromise with IMF to get the bailout, and thirdly, it has a very tightened budget, okay, tightened budget, and fourthly, I think that maybe the big enterprises are not happy. They have to pay 10% of income tax. I don't know, but that is very high. But I think these measures, in short term, it's really very difficult for all the parties concerned. But in the long term, that this will help Pakistan, come out from this difficulty.